And this is traumatic to relationships. So in trying to help people with relationships, while relationship skills are key to my message, a new part of my message since I started exploring this research is epidemic, this massive crisis of low dopamine in males and low serotonin in females. And why do women tend to run out of serotonin so quickly under stress? What you'll see is in the brain, serotonin, when you have a strong emotional reaction, serotonin is released to calm your brain. So, oh my gosh, and then you go, okay, it's all right. Oh my gosh, okay, it's all right. Every time there's a stress reaction, oh my gosh, serotonin gets released to calm the brain. Well, women's brains are wired up differently when it comes to stress. We have something called the amygdala, the fight or flight center. That's a stress center. For men, that center is twice as big. You can measure it right in the brain. Every man in this room, his stress center is twice as big as a woman's, the amygdala. It says danger. And it only recognizes danger if the problem is much bigger. So, and when it sees the danger, it releases dopamine, which gives him motivation to run or to solve the problem or to get out of there, to do something, to attack, to run, whatever, fight or flight. So for a man, his amygdala is basically set up to release dopamine, which gives him motivation to take action only if the problem is big. For example, he's out protecting his village. He can't be worried about ants. He can't be worried about what his body feels like. He can only have to worry about the big danger. His mind can't be distracted. One thing. So his brain is designed to look for that one thing, the most important thing, the most dangerous thing. So his brain doesn't respond to little things, to one thing. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! Lions and tigers and bears. So his brain literally is blank until there's lions and tigers and bears. He's focused on that, lions and tigers and bears. Meanwhile, who's going to handle all of the other problems that exist? Who's going to notice them? Women. Women are the perfect complement to men in this sort of partnership we've had for thousands of years, where men typically did the dangerous job. They stand around waiting for the one big thing, whereas women are looking at everything else. And in a sense, their job is to point out everything else that could turn into disaster. So a wonderful example of this, just to bring this point home, because understanding this one point can change so many things in a relationship. I'm sitting at home in the bedroom, hanging out doing something in the bedroom, and I hear a scream from my wife. And let me preface this. When women are under stress, under moderate stress, just as some scientific background, and I'll give you an example. Under moderate stress, you can see a brain scan of blood flow in a woman's brain versus a man's brain. And they're both calling it moderate stress. So it's definitely not lions and tigers and bears. And what you'll see is there's 8 times more blood flow to the emotional part of the brain in a woman than a man. So am I saying women are more emotional than men? Yes. The emotional part of the brain is twice as big. It's exciting for me to say that because I've been teaching this stuff over 25 years. And 25 years ago, if I said women are more emotional than men, it would have been even harder for me. I'll put it that way. There were still people picketing me, telling me I was sexist and everything. But my message is to point out our gender differences so that we can understand each other. Now we see there's actual hardwiring in the brain. You can look at racial differences, you can look at personality types, you can look at different ages and stages of growth. The most significant difference in brains between different people, times 100, is gender differences. When they started looking at this, they said men and women have unbelievable different wiring in their brain. And one of the ones I like to focus on the most is the stress, because it's so dramatic.